Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and we're here in Auburn, California. It's the day after the 2017 Western States 100. I'm with women's champion Kat Bradley. Congratulations, Kat.
No, thank you.
Holy smokes, you won Western States. How are you feeling on the inside right now?
Oh my, I can't believe it. Like, it's all been so surreal. It hasn't sunken in yet, but that might be the lack of sleep too, so we'll see.
A lot of people out on the internets yesterday were saying, who is Kat Bradley? We need to know more about this woman. Can you talk about your background with our sport?
I got into the sport in 2014 in one of Luis Escobar's races. I was, yeah, he, not born to run, another one. It was my first 50K.
Okay.
I just got my tax return back. I signed up for a first 50K and first 100.
Hey, I have cash!
Yeah, I know. And first 50K and first 100 in like the same sitting. And did that and got really involved in Lewis's whole community in Santa Barbara, and then did Bryce 100, which took me 36 hours.
You really did?
Yeah, I walked I had terrible bronchitis, and I met Tim Olson there, who's the one that convinced me to move to Boulder. But I was there, just I walked every step. But so it's cool to be on both sides of it, I think.
Start with some rough races and eventually speed up and figure out how ultra running works over a couple of years?
Yeah, I was working a lot. I was working a lot of 60-hour weeks, so it was zero training, jump into a race, survive. And I did that a couple times, and then after the Bear 100, I kind of took it a little bit more seriously.
Okay. Hey, I'm okay at this. I should try or focus a little bit.
But like, I really fell in love with the 100-mile distance.
Okay.
You know, before when it was just survival, it was hard. I mean, it was hard, but also it was it's so gratifying when you leave everything out there, and if you don't train, you can't leave everything out there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then after Bear, I trained a little bit more, but was still working a lot. I'm a teacher, so it got a little hard. But this year, I got a coach, and David Roach, and it was more the accountability thing. So, yeah.
Need somebody to tell that you did your work. You got your workout done today.
Yeah, or someone to just be like, "This is how many miles you should be running." Because like otherwise, I'd do like, I live in Boulder, so an hour run could be 2 miles, you know, because it's so steep, and so I'd just be doing that, and I was hiking a lot, and it was someone to be like, you're running 2 little miles, you're hiking too much, it's just that transition, and like learning about the sport and like learning about me as a runner, so.
Got it. Yeah, you have a whole life outside of running. You do live in Boulder, which is one of the endurance capitals of the world at this point for ultra running, but you're a teacher to little kids. I
am, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's really, really special.
Are you one of the most patient people in the world?
It depends on the day, of course. I always seem like the most patient person, I think, but I don't know. It does get hard, especially around like middle of the school year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how yesterday's race played out. You were kind of just like in it the whole time, basically, but it looked like very early you were kind of trying to play cool, maybe?
Yeah. I was struggling a lot in the snow. It wasn't just
really hard.
It was really hard for me. I was slipping a lot in the snow, and then just like it was stupid. I got really frustrated, which is so silly in the first 15 miles of a race, but like I saw everyone take out so fast, and I was like, well, there it goes, which is silly. Everyone tells you to just chill on that first 15, but then I got over that. I was like, Kat, you're being silly for being so frustrated, and made a commitment to myself to just have an attitude change, and it worked, and I think that's the key thing, is just switching that attitude.
Where did that actually happen on the course?
It happened right around mile, I don't know, like right after Red Star Ridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I started moving a little bit better. The snow kind of went away. I was falling a lot. I lost my shoe in the mud.
You lost your shoe?
Oh, it took me twice, and it took me like 5 minutes to fish it out.
Amazing.
And so yeah, of course that's a little frustrating, but I probably could have handled it better. But it worked out, and I just made I was like, okay, you're done. No more pity parties for the rest of the time. It's just running, It's just like a fun, it's just you know, something that I like to do, and it doesn't matter that much, so it's silly to get so frustrated and so caught up.
Did you start running with any focus? Like, it seemed like you were just kind of in it and just there, but suddenly you kept getting closer and closer and closer to the front. Did you start making a committed racing effort, or did that just organically happen?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I guess it did. I did make a conscious effort. When I was talking about that switch, that mental switch, I was just like, okay, for X amount of time, you're not going to let anyone pass you at any costs.
Where was that?
Same Red Star Ridge, and but it was just like a goal to like get me out of that mindset, and then you know, just the momentum from that, and I was having a blast. My crew was doing a really good job of keeping me cool, so that kept me happy, you know, kept my spirits up, and I don't know, I just, that middle section was fun for me, and yeah, so.
You came into Forest Hill at mile 62 in second place, but literally just, you know, breathing down then leader EU Wang's back, and you took over the lead coming down California Street. Then did you say, okay, this is where I'm really going to start to race and maintain this?
So I actually held back on Cal Street. We kind of like, she made kind of a move to get in front of me on that single track, and I was totally fine hanging back. I was like, it's so early still. I don't want to, you know, I just want to maintain until I get to the river. And then I ended up having to duck off into the woods, and she passed. But then we came into Cal 1 together. And then we left together, and then that's where I kind of took over. It was just, and that was organic, you know, it was a change of stride. I wanted to hang back a little bit, but I also didn't want to like change my stride, trying to slow down. I luckily had legs left for downhill, so.
That's what everybody dreams of for Cal Street, right?
I know, it couldn't have worked out better. I was so grateful. I was having some really bad back problems in the beginning too, and that refers to my quad sometimes, so I was so grateful.
For the last quarter of the race, you had an Olympian chasing behind you, and it was close the entire time. It was like, you know, if something happened and you had a physical low, Magda would have been right there. What was it like to have somebody like Magda?
Who was fierce.
Who is fierce? Yeah, I mean, the woman knows how to suffer.
Yeah,
what was it
and
like,
how to race.
Yeah, what was it like racing to the finish of Western States?
Intense. It was. Yeah, I'm not typically a very good closer. I did my first race that I ever thought I nailed the closing section was at Canyons on this course, but yeah, it was
Practice
just really
intense.
Yeah, I guess so. I know these canyons pretty well now, I guess, but I don't know. It was really good having her push me. It kept me honest, and it kept her on, and it's just so cool that, you know, Magda's like a hero of mine, of course, and like a friend, and it's
now
cool.
I suppose she's a hero of yours, or vice versa. You're a hero of hers, I should say.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about this community is everyone's so crazy supportive of each other, you know. Like we were competing like crazy, you know, breathing down each other's neck, and then we got here, and at the drug testing tent, we were like sharing a cot and cuddling, and it was great, and but yeah, the racing part was intense.
Kat Bradley, you're the champion of Western States. What are you gonna do now with yourself?
Ooh, well, I don't, it's crazy because I'm on summer as a teacher, and I'm not going to be training for a little while. I'm going to take an extended break. So we'll see. On the way back, I'm just, Ryan and I, my boyfriend, drove out, so we're just going to take a long time going home to Boulder, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Do you have any other races on your schedule this year?
I'm doing Trans Rockies with Ryan. Yeah, so that'll be super fun. That's just like a fun race, and I think I can only, you know, being so young, I don't want to put out these kind of efforts that often, you know, so I want to make sure I really recover from this, because God, it took a lot out of me.
Longevity is something you have on your mind then?
Oh, absolutely. And not so much for like competing. Of course, like I want to do my best in every race, but like I don't want to hate running, you know? Healthy
body, being able to get out there when you want to.
Yeah, exactly. And still love it. Like I got in college running a little bit. I got so burnt out and just hated it. So, and I don't want to go back to that ever, and that's the most important thing to me. And I think over racing can kind of do that sometimes.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Take the passion out.
Yeah, totally.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
On your win of the 2017 Western States 100.
Oh, thanks, Megan.
Hashtag see you in Auburn.
Maybe.
We're here in Auburn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.